What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new video after a decade of no uploads. But I'll be making this up by having this interesting idea where we will be ranking fictional fighters by their chances of surviving the El Matador himself, Ilia Topuria. As you guys already know, the MMA world was shaken last week in the White House. As a huge fan of Ilia Topuria, he's one of my favorite fighters. Actually, my favorite UFC fighter in the world. And may I say, the Topuria depression is hitting everybody. It's just heartbreaking to see one of my idols looking like Stevie fucking Wonder. But here's the thing, losing a fight doesn't erase what makes someone dangerous. Even after that loss, Ilia Topuria is still one of the scariest fighters to put into a realistic one-on-one fight because of his timing, boxing ability, composure, and killer instinct that make him a nightmare matchup. So today we're taking Ilia out of the UFC. No cage, no referee, no gloves, no rounds. Just a flat, empty environment, one opponent, and only one person walking away. But we're making this fair. Every fictional fighter is brought down to realistic human levels. No superpowers, no anime physics, no ridiculous strength feats. We're judging based on technique, fight IQ, experience, athleticism, mentality, and how they would actually perform if they were put in real life. Now, before we start, we got the tier list here. First, we have Are You Serious Right Now, which is there is literally no chance that character could beat Ilia. And then there is Easy Peasy, which is going to be easy for Ilia. And then there's 50-50, which could go either way. Difficult but could do it means it's going to be really hard for Ilia, but he could pull through. And No Chance, which is in Ilia's dreams. He's never going to beat that character whatsoever. Now, the first matchup we're starting with is Billy Butcher from The Boys. Billy Butcher is the type of guy who walks into a fight already angry. He's violent, aggressive, and fights like someone who has nothing to lose. The problem is, anger isn't a fighting style. Against Ilia, Butcher would try to overwhelm him with pressure, but Ilia is one of the best fighters in the world at staying calm under chaos. Butcher throws because he's angry. Ilia throws because he sees an opening. Once Butcher starts swinging wild, Ilia's counterpunching becomes a nightmare. But at the same time, there are shots to the groin. Butcher can go for that, and that can kind of slow Ilia down. But, Ilia can also go for a shot to the groin and give him like a nice left hook. So that would him up. At the end of the day, street fights are really unpredictable. But if we're going to favor someone here, it's going to be Ilia Topuria, because Butcher doesn't really, even though he was in the SAS military and whatnot, he doesn't really throw with techniques when we just watch the show, and he's just like an angry brute. So the question is, would it be a 50-50? It's a 50-50 because Butcher can he can still damage Ilia. Like what we saw from Justin Gaethje hitting like a freaking truck. Butcher has power too. I mean, look at him beating up Homelander with these punches. It's fucking insane. Ilia has elite grappling. Like, Butcher is not gonna be able to withstand all of that.
Shock and awe, my son. Blood and fucking bone.
Now, the next fighter we got is Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. But this is the Resident Evil 9 Leon Kennedy. So that is at his peak, at his prime. Leon Kennedy is a survivor. He's fought monsters, survived impossible situations, and has great adaptability. His roundhouse kicks are insane. Like, he literally destroyed a wall because of kicking a zombie. But surviving zombies is different from fighting an elite MMA fighter. Without weapons or an environment to use, Leon loses his biggest advantages. His combat training is impressive, but Ilia has spent his entire life fighting people whose only goal is to beat him. Leon has fought monsters, but unfortunately, Ilia's left hook is also a monster. So if we're going to remove like superhuman level feats, Ilia wins 7 out of 10 times. But at the same time, if we put Leon's kicking power, if that lands on Topuria, I mean, fucking hell, he destroyed a wall. Honestly, this one can be difficult for Topuria because of, and he's in a different weight class too. Wait, what is this weight? Leon Kennedy weight class. Okay, so he's like 75 kilos. I mean, it's not that huge of a difference, but actually I'm gonna put him above Butcher because Leon has more fighting experience. The next matchup is Baki Hanma. Okay, now this one is going to be tough because Baki is literally a fighting genius. This is probably the most interesting fight because without anime powers, Baki is still a martial arts genius. His biggest advantage is his knowledge and ability to adapt. But Ilia has something Baki doesn't. Real elite MMA experience against world-class fighters. Baki has more variety, but Ilia is the type of power where one mistake ends everything. This is the ultimate martial arts student versus a real combat champion. I don't think Ilia has no chance against Baki. Baki is still really fucking durable. He took hits from freaking Yujiro Hama. This is the same guy who beat an elephant. So, yeah, I don't think Ilia can take this. Yeah, Baki is on another level. Now, the next matchup we got is versus Balrog. This is basically a dream boxing match. Balrog is a Mike Tyson-inspired fighter. Huge power. This one is also hard, I'm not gonna lie. I think if he avoids these huge punches, Ilia can actually... if he hits him in the groin or something, yeah, it's over. But then again, Balrog is he's a cheater. But this is a street fight. Cheating is allowed, so yeah. Now the next matchup that we've got is Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy. Christian Bale Batman. Batman's biggest weapon isn't his fists, it's his brain. He studies opponents and creates strategies. But in a street fight, without gadgets, Batman has a problem. Ilia is a much more polished striker than everyone in this list. Batman would need grappling and tactics to win, because even the world's greatest detective still has to solve the mystery of how do I avoid getting punched by fucking Ilia Topuria. Now, I'm not trying to glaze here, but we're putting these fighters in a real world scenario. But because Batman beat Bane, and Bane is not just any fighter, I think Ilia's power would be too much for Batman. I think this could go either way. I really think this could go either way because Batman has really high fight IQ. Okay, now we're going to go into the more nightmare matchups. Yuri Boyka. This is one of Ilia's hardest matchups. Boyka has everything: kick, speed, flexibility, and creativity. Unlike a pure boxer, Boyka can attack from multiple angles. The problem is that movies make him look like he has unlimited stamina and cheat codes. A realistic Boyka is still dangerous, but Ilia's experience against elite fighters give him a chance. I think Yuri Boyka has more MMA experience. Well, he's a kickboxer and everything, but he still knows MMA, right? So yeah, if Ilia takes one kick, bro. And what is Yuri Boyka's weight? Let me see. Yuri Boyka's weight. Yeah, it's game over for Ilia. I'm sorry. He has more. This character has more variety than most other characters. He's like closest to Jake Gyllenhaal, and bro, Jake Gyllenhaal from Roadhouse. What's his name? Yeah, I really don't think Ilia can take this one too. Anyway, I think this is gonna be it for today. I know there are more characters to compare, but I don't want this video to be too long. Like I said, these are only hypothetical matchups in my own personal opinion. So if you guys are offended by some of the things I chose, then let me know what other opinions you have, and I'll keep that in mind. But in the meantime, this video is taking me too long to edit. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this. And I know there are more characters to compare, so if you guys want a part 2, I can do that. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, peace.